Hey, this is RIKKI ROXX, and you are listening to Rocks100.com.
The Big Rock.
The Big Rock. Keeping the music alive.
Bon Jovi. Lenny Kravitz.
Hey, all you rockers. This is Johnny J, your host for The Big Rock. Catch me right here on Rocks 100 as we are keeping the music alive, rocking the 70s, 80s, and 90s. The Big Rock on Rocks 100.
Rock. The Big Rock. The Big Rock.
Everything that rocks. Rocks.
Feel your best before making an arrest. What you gonna pick? Cop pockets when you don't want something salady. Avoid police brutality. What you gonna pick? Cop pockets.
Cop pockets, filled with juicy jelly, mouth-watering maple and bacon, and creamy custard on a crispy donut.
When you want an easy meal while you're busting that your deal. What you gonna pick? Cop pockets.
The cop meal in a pocket. What you gonna pick?
Cop pockets.
Hey kids, would you like to be a rock god the likes of David Lee Roth in his heyday? Then you need to get the
RIKKI ROXX Rock God Starter Kit.
Each kit comes complete with black nail polish, eyeliner, sparkly scarf, an actual chick magnet, a velvet jacket to make all the girls go wild, and an over-the-hat skull cap with bandana accessory. Act Now will also include a handy booklet showing you all the best places to wear your sunglasses at night. Regularly a $29.95 value, now yours free when you take advantage of this fabulous offer. But don't act just yet. We'll also throw in a wall poster chart diagramming all the best rock faces to enchant your audience, proven to wet the ladies' panties in mere seconds. For all you newbies, this great kit also includes a CD demonstrating how to push your voice for the radio, taught by RIKKI ROXX himself. So quit being a big puss and man up rock style with the
RIKKI ROXX Rock God Starter Kit.
Now yours for just $29.95 plus $99.95 shipping and handling. Call now. 1-800-ROCK-GOD. That's 1-800-ROCKGOD. Now. Operators and tattooed hookers are standing by to take your order.
Did you wake up this morning with a nasty rash and nothing but regret? Did you go home with a sweaty bass player last night? Did you wake up wanting to chew your own arm off because some skank's laying on it? Are you feeling a burning, itching sensation in your crotchal region? Do you feel like you need to scratch your ass with tree bark? Are you walking around like you were banged with a Scud missile? Did you meet someone at the bar you thought would actually call you back? Idiot! Then you need Skankosporin. It'll cool that burning sensation before you do the walk of shame to the cab. That's Skankosporin Itch Paste.
Available at In-N-Out Party Stores, Bottles and Stuff, 8 Mile Liquor, and Cunningham Drugs.
following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks. It's Ricky rocks, coming out of the box. Bitches come in flocks, trying to steal his jocks. He needs to be contained with padded rocks. It's the Ricky Rock Show, spreading like the pox. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks, yeah. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks, yeah. Ricky rocks up in your grill, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay, turn that off, and now I gotta turn that off. All right, here we go. All right, now we are back. We are good. Here it is, episode number 141 of the Ricky Rock Show, right here on Rocks100.com. I'm talking to Mark Stebleton right now. RickyRock@gmail.com. Okay, so, okay, Mark Stebleton. You know Mark Stebleton. Severed All.
Yeah.
So he's in a new band. He started a new band called Reason 9. Okay. It has, who is it? Garrett Ramsden playing drums. Zach White from Flush on lead guitar. I can't remember the other guitar player's name. And then Wolf playing bass. And, of course, him singing. They have a new, if I can get it, I'm going to play it. It's going to be debuting on The Rift tonight, I guess.
Oh.
But I sent it, I was like, dude, how come I don't have this? He's like, I'll send it to you and you can play it. So we might have a brand new, or the debut single from Reason 9 called Bar Fight that we're going to hopefully play sometime during the show. Okay, Mark, I got it. So yeah, we got a crap ton to talk about on the show today. We're going to be talking to James Ryder from the band Ryder out of Queens, New York. He has his band has a new single out called Lillian's Lullaby. It has 250,000 views on YouTube, and it's been released about a month now. Wow. So we're going to get into him on that because, it's like YouTube's the big new thing now, and bands are like stoked when they get like 5,000 views. He's got 250,000 in like a month. So
damn,
it's crazy. It's super cool. So we're going to get into that with James. We haven't talked to him on the show in like 2 years. I was like looking, it was back when we were broadcasting on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was like episode 20 or some bullshit. It was like October 2019. So we're going to be talking to him in the 8 o'clock hour. We have our Pump It or Dump Band of the Week, a band out of South Wales in the UK called Ryder. We're going to be checking that out in a little bit. We have our Beer of the Week we're going to get to in a little bit. But I guess, and then we have, I got to talk about the Craft of Conviction CD release. What else? Reason 9's new song, Bar Fight. We're going to hopefully play that if I can find it in my emails and play that thing. And, I'm getting so sidetracked. This is what happens when I take a week off. I have no idea what I'm doing. And depending on time, I need relationship advice.
Ooh.
Relationship advice. If there's people that show up, that want to talk, I got a question, so we'll see how much time we have. So to kick this thing off, we're going to get into our nuts and bolts and harsh truths. This is a segment of the show where you send us your questions about anything having to do with anything. And oddly enough, we were kind of talking about this when we were off air, and I was like, this kind of goes into this week's question. This week's question comes from Joey out of Detroit, Michigan. He writes in, my band has an issue. We have been playing pretty much nonstop for a while, playing the same songs. We love playing shows, but we need new songs and don't have a ton of time to write since we are always rehearsing the old songs, for shows. How do we get over this hurdle? Thanks.
Well, I mean,
Larry,
if you've been playing these old songs and you know them, you should be good. We, like if we got a show coming up, we might rehearse it, like a week before.
Yeah.
The week of the show, we might break into some new music because, if we've been playing those songs for upteen amounts of shows, and you really should know that one. I mean, in my band, of course, our set.
Yeah,
we know it. We don't have to rehearse it anymore. It's.
So if you guys got like a show coming up, you guys won't be like, all right, we got a show on Saturday. You won't run through the set.
Well, I mean, we're not stressing about it. Yeah. We know it enough to go play it anytime, anywhere. We don't need to like stress on practicing that before the show if we don't have to.
Right. God, now Johnny's hitting me up, trying to get me that damn video from OGO. Compressing the video. What's the best email for you? RIKKIROXX@gmail. This is horrible radio. I apologize to all three of you who are listening to this train wreck. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so continue. Whatever you're talking about.
Yeah. Fuck, I lost. But anyway, yeah, like I mean, but it all depends. If you're a band that doesn't feel comfortable not playing it before a show, then obviously you have to. I guess to make your conscience a little bit better.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be tight, coming in on the show. They don't want to fuck up.
Yeah.
So, I guess it depends on how well you know your set, how comfortable you feel with your set. I guess that's really what it breaks down to.
Yeah. See, this is a problem we're running into with casting right now. We have that album that's now 5 years old. The side A that has Falling Down and Trust and all and Why and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Jeff Land, the singer, he loves playing shows, so he will book shows forever, and he's the kind of guy who's, if we have a show coming up the practice before the show, he's going to want to run over the set. And if there's any songs that have issues or somebody's slipping up or something like that, we'll go back and work on the song and all that. So we're actually right now running into the problem where we have these shows and we need to go through the set list, whether tighten something up or try something new in a song or in all this. We don't have a lot of time to write.
All right.
So, what's this guy's name? Joey in Detroit. If that's a problem, if you're the kind of band that needs to rehearse and tighten the screws every couple weeks or whenever you have a show, this is what I pitched at casting, and Jeff doesn't like it at all. I'm like, yo, okay, so we're going to be playing until probably October. Let's put the brakes on everything show-wise because we're getting into winter. Ain't nobody want to load gear in snow. Ain't nobody want to load gear when it's 5 degrees. Right. Nobody wants to go to shows and drive on ice. So there's going to be less people at shows anyway. Why don't we just put a stop on it through winter and go into the garage and just hunker down and write? And then we'll come back out once the weather breaks in the spring, with new songs, new record, boom, new everything, and come out swinging Casting Shadowz 2.0. And, just like, oh man, I don't know if I can go 4 or 5 months without playing a show. I'm like, bro, we're playing songs that are 20 fucking years old. Yeah. I don't want to go into 2023 playing the same damn set we've been playing for the last 2 years.
Yep.
So, in your guys' case, you guys know the songs well enough because you guys are good. And Casting's case, we're a bunch of fucking degenerates, and we forget Falling Down is 4 fucking notes, and I forget it. So it's like, to Joey, I guess it kind of depends on where you are as a band. If you're the band that all your old shit like the back of your hand, don't fucking practice it.
All right.
If you go play a show and then you're like, oh, that song was rough, then next time you go to practice, tighten it up or whatever.
Right.
But take the time and write new music. If you guys are good enough to where you can play those songs really easy, then yeah, you probably don't need to rehearse them anymore. And, go play your shows and just spend your time together, writing. If you're like my dumbass who forgets a song that has 4 fucking notes, you might just have to put a stop on the shows for a little bit and, concentrate on all that back end stuff, writing new songs, getting your content done and, music videos out, whatever the fuck you're going to do.
Yeah.
Take the 3, 4, 5 months in winter, since he's from Detroit, and just take the winter off.
Yeah.
I did that. God, I've done that in like 3 bands now where we just kind of pump the brakes for, November, December, and January and not play anything because ain't nobody really going on tours, club tours a lot, in those kind of months because of winter and ice and shitty and all that shit. And people aren't, are more prone to just stay home. If you have a show somewhere and then all of a sudden you get 3 feet of snow dumped on you, ain't nobody gonna fucking be there.
Right.
And you got to tow your ass to this venue and play in front of the bartenders. Is it worth it? No, absolutely not. So that's kind of the thing mostly being from Detroit or up here is you run into that option or that circumstance or whatever. You can get a foot of snow dumped on you and the roads are garbage, but you still have a fucking show to do.
Right.
So I guess it depends on the band and all that. So going into the chat, Steve Engel says, depends on the show, Ricky. Weather may not matter. It does matter, though. Weather matters.
I mean, unless you're playing for some highly national band,
Yeah, but if
who's selling hundreds of tickets, for then.
Yeah, but those are going to be typically the kinds of bands that are going to go out in the better weather.
Right.
You're not getting fucking, I don't know, Down or something like that going out on a club tour in November, December, and January. They're going to be going out in the summer or the spring or fall. There ain't no bigger band's going to be going out on a tour in the winter.
They're usually doing their own writing and stuff.
Yeah,
that process
that's what they do.
Stuff, so.
They'll take every band will do that unless they're, you're touring the world and you're on the other side of the world in December and it's warm over there or whatever. Right. A lot of your big bands will stop in the fall and winter, and then you'll see out this big influx of releases in March, April, May. Bands putting out albums, new music coming out from your mid-level to higher level bands. So to Joey, it kind of depends. Johnny from OGO, it's all about managing your rehearsal time. Jam the set or half the set, take a break, jam new stuff. See, that's a problem Casting Shadowz gets into because we're a bunch of fucking degenerates. So we'll show up at practice and, Chad will have some Jägermeister with him. I'll have a 6-pack of beer. Jeff and Don will have some joints going around. So it's like we'll go through a couple songs and be like, all right, break time, and have a beer and all this and bullshit.
Right.
And so, we're at the rehearsal spot for fucking 4 hours, get through the set, fucking degenerates, fucking it's horrible. We are not a professional band at all. Zoom's cool. I guess with me, Billy and Andrew, cool. Okay. Talking to James Ryder right now that we're going to be talking to in the second hour. Buddy and I saw Danko Jones on a very cold December night. Is Danko Jones though really, a bigger band? I know they're bigger, but I don't know if they're like the kind of band that would normally draw like 2,000 people to a show or 1,000 people to a show.
Are they like on like a tantric level? Maybe a little higher than a tantric level.
I mean, I'm going to look them up. I've heard of them, but, I don't know how big they actually are. Like, okay, they have like 130,000 followers on Facebook, so it's not extremely huge, I guess. Tantric. Come on, load up. About the same. So I'm assuming they're probably about tantric size. They're a little bit more modern. I think Danko Jones has had stuff that's been relevant in the last 20 years.
Right.
It sucks to say that because I guess I'm opening for tantric again.
I love Hugo. First band we opened up for ever, national.
Yeah.
Hugo.
Yeah, we're going to open for tantric again on August 20th, actually. So out in Battle Creek. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell we were talking about. We're still on this question thing, right?
Yeah.
He is in Europe, big in Europe. Okay, so Danko Jones is big in Europe. Okay, so yeah, when they come here, they're kind of nobodies.
Yeah, it's like Madam X big in Germany.
Yeah, Madam X will go play, huge festivals over in Europe. They don't play here because they know that if they were to play Diesel, there'd be 40 people there.
Props to Chris Dobular.
Yeah, fucking, the drummer is in Vixen,
right?
So she's got like a band with hits,
yeah,
to go out and do all that. She's not going to want to do a Madam X North American tour where you're playing
Madam X at the Diesel,
Joe's Bar, in Boonsocket, Nebraska, in front of the farmer's daughter, and OGO is huge in the Philippines, says Johnny.
Nice.
That's a thing. Johnny said he was going to actually try to get me a video. I don't know if he sent it. He was trying to compress it because I guess we can get right into the weekend thing. Since we're talking about that. So over the weekend, what did you have going? You had stuff going on. You got a black eye.
Oh yeah, man. 10,000 teeth's fucking wall of death, baby.
You were in it?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck that noise, dude. I saw it happen, or no, I saw a video of it happen, and I'm like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I was right there.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, because when I got to that show on Saturday, it was like, what is it, Extreme Brutal Metal Fest or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. Just because I wanted to get out of the house and because I don't like being here. So I went up to Diesel for Extreme Hardcore Brutal Metal Fest or whatever the hell it was. A bunch of metal bands. And Cyanide was there, 10,000 Teeth and Catharsis, a bunch of metal bands. And so I saw this video of 10,000 Teeth's Wall of Death. It was like a legit Wall of Death kind of thing. And for those out there who don't know the Wall of Death, you kind of break the crowd into two things. It's like Braveheart. Where you get everybody on the sides and they're kind of like amping them. They're like, don't go until I say go. And then when they say go, it's just, you just run into each other, just like this. And I saw a video of it. I'm like, oh shit, that's like legit.
Yeah.
And I was telling people, I don't know if you were there at the Convalescent show that I hosted probably about a month ago, maybe.
Oh, with Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron show? Yeah, I was there.
Okay. So I was like, dude, I was at the Convalescent show and, it wasn't a huge turnout.
Right.
And a band wanted to do the Wall of Death. This is when bands have to start reading the crowd. Okay. There's 10 people fucking there. You can't do the Wall of Death with 10 fucking people.
No.
Because it's like, you got 6 guys on this side, 4 guys on this side.
Somebody's getting creamed.
And you're pretty much, they just kind of run into each other and it's
or they run away from each other.
Yeah, it looked very stupid, because it's like you have 4 in a big theater. You have like 4 guys over here, 6 guys over there, and they just kind of run up to each other. And it's like,
high five.
I guess we're gonna do a pit now, and the Wall of Death, and everybody's like, well, good thing I didn't spill my drink. And they're drinking their beers and all that shit. And I'm like, bands, read your fucking crowd. If there's nobody there, don't start calling out for a Wall of Death.
Right.
It looks stupid.
Agree.
So anyway, went and did that. It was cool. I went up to Diesel because I was going to meet up with some friends of mine, Annette and Steve from Through Our Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Through Our Eyes? They don't play too much anymore, but they're doing a new record and all that. And she's hot as fuck, So I was hanging out with them, and that girl can fucking drink, man. She's like, man, I want to get fucked up, and I'm like, all right, let's go. And so she's like, I need the dirtiest, nastiest shot we can figure out. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Does that mean we're doing like Wild Turkey, like bottom shelf room temperature whiskey, or, what is it? Ezra Russell or something like that, that stuff you buy for $5,
right?
A gallon. I'm like, are we talking just like disgusting, like bottom
5 o'clock vodka?
Yeah. Are we talking just like bottom? Just like
Mad Dog 2020.
She's like, no, I want something, it doesn't have to be cheap. I just want something that's gonna like beat the fuck out of me. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, woman of my dreams right here, And so I'm like, I don't fucking know. I drink Jack Daniels. To me, that's pretty fucking dirty. That's like a manly shot, I think, or a Crown Royal or something like that. And so I'm like, fuck, I don't know. To me, Jack Daniels is pretty much as, gnarly as you can get. It's pretty much it. It's just like whiskey. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't think they carry Everclear here, So we're going up to we went up to Erica, the bartender. And I'm like, dude, I guess we need something that'll just get her completely fucked up. So she's like, well, Canadian Club, I think it's Canadian Club, the Canadian whiskey.
Ooh, Canadian Mist? Canadian
No,
Club?
it was, God, Steve Angiel, what is it? God, Canadian, something club. I think it's Canadian Club
Yeah,
or
I think it's
something
Canadian Club.
Anyway, it's Canadian whiskey.
Right.
Ugh. It's gross. Like, I grew up on that shit. My dad loved it. It's like a bourbonish whiskey kind of thing, so it's gonna hurt you in ways, So I'm like, oh shit. And she's like, oh, what is this? And I'm like, you're gonna have to stretch for this one, because it's gonna burn you up. And Canadian Club rye whiskey, and warm. Ooh. So it's sitting on the shelf up there at Diesel. So it's not like it's chilled where it'll kind of kill the sting. Right. No, this is just pure funky whiskey. And so I'm like, all right, I can't be shown up by a middle-aged Polish woman, so I'm like, all right, do it. So I do my stretches, and we do this thing where I'm like, if we're gonna do this, we gotta look each other in the eye so we don't do the thing, like the so I shoot this thing back, and I'm just immediately like, God, it's so gross. I want to like throw up because it just burns going down. And they were like double shots. So they weren't like this. They were double shots. And
feel
so
the burn.
So I'm like, I'm going to man up. I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to show this Polak what's up. And shoot the thing. And I'm trying to hold it. I'm like, gross. And she looks me dead in the eye. Drinks the whole thing.
Gives you a smile, right?
And she's like, that wasn't bad at all. I'm like, oh my God. And she just looks, she's like, that's it? I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. And I'm like, I'm sitting here borderline gagging. And, I drink whiskey all the time, but I'm just like, oh God, this is gross. And she looks me dead in the eye and just slowly just tips it.
Sipping it.
And she did it all in one thing, just a slow, it was, because I did the quick. She's just like, puts the glass down, looks me dead in the eye, and she's like, that wasn't bad, you pussy. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh fuck.
So the show doing that through her eyes, super cool. I love hanging out with her. She's super fun. What else? Steve Angiel, enjoyed by Don Draper on Mad Men and Lard. You ever watch Mad Men?
No,
I guess that's the thing.
I don't watch TV, man.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he drinks it. Try it with Coca-Cola on the rocks. Yeah, I was drinking it straight warm. Gross. So that was Saturday. So Friday, Crafted Conviction CD release party. Super cool. We played Total Satire from Crafted Conviction at the top of the show, and it was okay. This is a lineup. Okay, so you have Wisher opening up the show, then you have Oscar Goldmen Overdrive playing second, then you have Georgia Need with KEVIN RAZLOG playing third, and then Crafted Conviction. All the bands killed it, and my problem with it was the people that were there, a lot of them weren't really supporting the first three bands. They were there to see Crafted, so they're outside smoking and drinking, doing all this crap outside or hanging out by the bar. And I'm just like, look, I'm like, you paid all this fucking money to come to a show, and you're sitting on your butts the whole time, so it was like all the bands freaking killed it. Kaylee from Wisher, she's like literally running out into the crowd trying to get people into it. And people are just like that seemed to be the vibe for the first couple hours, is a lot of, and then, toward kind of like maybe toward the end of OGO's set, and, Georgia Need's not really a rock band, so it's kind of hard to get amped for acoustic rock, I guess. But then Crafted came on, everybody started going apeshit, so all the bands killed it, but the crowd was just like meh, and it kind of pissed me off. But it was super cool. Okay, so I gotta go back in here. I'm trying to figure out how the hell I want to really word this.
Right.
Nettie Rogue B, LOL, you're cracking me up, Ricky. Wow, I appreciate the hot. Oh, I guess that's a net. Appreciate the hot AF compliment. Now that I'm older and gained some weight, I sure haven't felt attractive. So thank you so much for the huge compliment. Yeah,
there you go, Ray.
Awkward as fuck. Steve Engel says, you wussy. Then Annette says, LOL, this middle-aged Polish lady totally showed you up. I love it. Had fun. Thanks for coming up.
Here you go.
I wish I had some whiskey right now. That was awkward as fuck. She's supposed to be having band practice right now, so I thought it was going to be totally cool and I could say whatever the fuck I want, but obviously band practice didn't happen. So yeah, it was cool. So I guess you're talking to Johnny. He's like, oh, Ricky was all fucked up. Okay, take me through this, because you kind of mentioned it before the show, the crafted thing.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't there, but I don't think I was that fucked up. So what did Johnny from OGO say?
Oh, he was just saying that you basically didn't go on and announce until the last band, of course,
Yeah.
And he's just saying you had a pretty good buzz going, like the typical Ricky, but not as typical Ricky.
Okay. All right. So this, I'm going to kind of go through this, what I think happened on this show. And this kind of leads into a discussion I had at the end of the night. So this show was pretty much done was put together by KEVIN RAZLOG, former co-host on the radio show. Mm-hmm. And I had hit up Caitlin from Crafted. I'm like, yo, how come I'm not involved in this at all? Like hosting or getting casting to play, what's going on? She's like, well, Kevin pretty much put the whole thing together. And I'm like, okay, that kind of explains why Ricky is not a thing on this. So Kate Muller, I guess it's pronounced Muller, not Mueller. Kate Muller, she comes up to me and she's like, hey, Ricky, can you do me? It'd be so cool if you could introduce my band. And I wasn't there for that. I was just there for the show. I was looking pimp as fuck, though. Right. I was looking good.
Always.
I was a dapper motherfucker that night. I was out to slay the ladies.
There you go.
There weren't all. I epically failed. And that's going to bring up some relationship advice I'm going to need in a minute. So we got a couple of roads we got to go down this one.
All right.
So Kate comes up to me. She's like, dude, Ricky, it'd be super fucking cool if you could introduce Crafted. And she looked nervous. And I'm like, why she's like, Ricky, it's weird for me to ask, but can you introduce my band? I think it would be kind of cool if you could do this I'm like, it's 2 minutes of my time. I'm going to be there anyway. So I'm like, fuck, I'll go up there and do my thing and walk back and forth across the stage and try to get everybody all amped up and shit. I'm like, and this is like a thing, like Fatal Conceit. This is another band. Katie hit me up because she wants me to introduce them because they're doing direct support for Nonpoint at Diesel.
I'll be there.
And she's like, I don't want you to, it's weird for me to ask, but if you could, I'm like, it literally is 2 minutes of my time and I'm going to be there fucking anyway. If you want me to waste your time, your set time to introduce your band, sure, I'll eat up your set time. No problem. All I got to do is go up there and talk and walk around for 2 minutes. It's a thing. Like, people are weird at asking me to introduce their band. I'm like, yo, if I'm going to be there, why would I not want to hop on stage for 2 minutes? As long as I look good. I mean, don't ask me to introduce you if I'm wearing like Hawaiian shorts and, dad shoes. If I'm looking good, I'll fucking go up there.
Right.
So anyway, okay. So yeah, it was super cool. And okay, so the end of the night, I put this, Kevin had left the show in December. We shut down for a couple months, December.
Right.
And Kevin plays drums with George and Need. And I was like, okay, I'm a sucker for drama. Let's do this shit. I'm going to go to the show and stand right in front of KEVIN RAZLOG while he's playing. So there I was watching George and Need play, arms crossed like this, staring at Kevin next to his wife, who completely hates me. like she railed me a new one on Facebook when he was off the show.
Right.
So, so end of the night comes around, I'm talking to Bob Surgott, who did pretty much all the Casting Shadowz videos, and he's working on the Trust video, which I guess is supposed to be getting finished this week. Talking to Bob, and he's like, hey, just want to let you know at some point in the next couple of weeks, Razlog's going to hit you up because Chris Tucker, Kelly Tucker's mom, wants to do another Celebration of Life show, like around his birthday or something like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I've tried to hit Kevin up a couple times and got nothing. And literally 5 minutes later, we're standing at the bar. Literally 5 minutes later, KEVIN RAZLOG walks right up to the bar. And a couple times during the day, I'm like, hey, Kev, and he just kind of side-eyed walked past me or something like that. So I'm like, okay. He obviously doesn't want to talk to me. He obviously hates my guts. But here it is. End of the night. It's pretty much me, KEVIN RAZLOG, Bob Surgott. This is it. He cannot ignore me now because I think he was going to cash out his tab or something like that. So I'm like, he can't walk away from me now. Wow. He is here. So he has to respond to me now. Right. So I'm like, hey, Kev, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey, Ricky. And I'm like, what's been going on, man? And we aired everything out. We talked about the show, and like I said, when we addressed this, when you came on, huge misunderstanding. Like this, if you guys don't remember when I addressed this before, before we had went off, my plan was to add a third co-host to the show and have a third, hook another mic up in here, another camera and all that shit. And that was my plan after the hiatus. I was going to take a couple months off because of the drama with that one. I was going to take a couple months off and figure out how to make the show better and all that. So I made the post. Who would you want to see as a co-host on the RIKKI ROXX Show? He took that as me firing him. I'm like, bro, no, we had this conversation, for months about expanding the show and adding a third and doing all this. He's like, I don't remember. I'm like, dude, we talked about it like ad nauseum that, once we started picking up a little bit of steam, we were going to add a third co-host and do that. And he's like, well, I don't remember. And with, and at that point, it was like right when he got fired from casting. So, to his credit, I guess it kind of came across as me kind of went, wipe my hands of him and all that. I'm like, no, Casting Shadowz has nothing to do with my fucking show.
Right.
So he's like, and that was pretty much it. We didn't get in too deep on anything. And he was like, I told him like, I hit him up the next day on Facebook, cause I guess he unblocked me. And I was like, dude, it was cool to talk to you. And he was like, yeah, it's good. We got to clear the air and all that, so now KEVIN RAZLOG and I are we're on speaking terms. I'm assuming. I'm still not friends with him on Facebook, but I can contact him now, and it's cool. So I did talk to Kevin, and it was cool. That whole show was like cool vibes and all that. Totally cool on Friday. This leads me into Nettie. Oh geez, what's going on here? We canceled. Drummer not available, and we didn't feel like being in a hot machine shop. So yep, I'm Annette from Through Our Eyes. They usually practice on Sunday. Drummer didn't show up.
Uh-oh.
I guess that's a thing.
Crickets.
Oh geez, Lori's out there. I'm so out of the loop. What the fuck happened with Raz indoor farming? She's a weed farmer like you.
Oh,
another weed. We got a bunch of weed farmers here. It's a thing.
Money.
And Annette says you're gonna have to MC our EP release. It's tradition.
There you go.
Yeah, they released a record like 10 years ago, and I MC'd it, so I don't know if it's really a tradition.
Hey, you can tell her how hot she is in person.
Okay, Larry, knock it off. Knock it off. I'm already embarrassed enough. Jesus Christ. No, since it's already out there, dude, I've had a crush on Annette for like 10 years.
Bro, I was right next to you. I could see the look in your eye.
Like 10 years I've had a weird crush on her. It's like really freaking weird.
If the dude would have left her alone trying to mosh with her.
Okay, so this is Annette on Saturday. She, I'm standing with her and Steve, the guitar player, and Through Our Eyes, and she's like, should I take my heels off and go into the pit? I'm like, fuck yeah. So she has like these 6-inch stilettos. I'm like, why did you go to a metal show in fucking stilettos? Question number one, you know, and so she takes off her damn stilettos and she's standing there like at the edge of the pit. And I just kind of, you know, Steve and I just kind of pushed her in and she bounced around for a little bit and then came back and put her shoes back on. And then a little bit later, she's fucking slamming Canadian Club rye whiskey and putting me to fucking shame. Jesus Christ. Those shoes are... Those shoes. She says those shoes are sexy. I do it. Yeah. This is getting gross. This is getting.
You should leave the shoes on.
This is getting bad.
But that's it.
To Lori, I'm so out of the loop. What happened with Kevin? I guess we just actually talked about it. Miscommunication. He thought I fired him from the show. I didn't. So technically, he quit. And then Larry came in, and the rest is history. Just finally talked to him for the first time on Friday at the Token. So yeah, that's what's up. Let me, before I embarrass myself again, Jesus Christ. Let's see if I have a video that I can play. Let's see if, because Johnny from OGO was going to compress it so he could send it to me. I didn't get it, so obviously that didn't work out too well. And I was supposed to play that song by Reason 9. That didn't come through either. So what the fuck, yo? Oh.
Geo.
It got thrown. Okay, it got thrown into my spam.
There you go.
Okay. Download. I don't need a preview. I just need to download it. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to throw this in here real quick. Oscar Goldmen Overdrive, they played the show on Friday, and this kind of blew me away because I'm an older dude. Ricky Martin was a big deal at a time, you know, when I was a kid, you know, probably 12, 13, living La Vida Loca.
Like one time he was.
Well, I guess he's still huge, but
is he?
Yeah, and at the Latino gay thing,
okay.
You know, so it kind of big with that.
Right.
Ricky reminds me of a lovesick. God, Chris Tucker. Jesus Christ.
Get him, Chris.
Chris Tucker. Okay, so we're going to play some Oscar Goldmen Overdrive. This hopefully it works. I haven't gotten to preview it or anything like that, so I'm just going to schlep it up there, see if it works. This is Oscar Goldmen Overdrive on Friday at the Token Lounge doing Livin' La Vida Loca. And let's see if it works. I'm going to try to get my face together. We'll be right back. Episode number 141 of the RIKKI ROXX Show. It's a thing.
You made me spill my tea. You made me piss my pants. Introduce this bitch. You do it. Just go. Sing along if you know it.
Oh, wow.
What'd you think of that, Larry? Living La Vida Loca.
You know what, man? I mean, if there's anybody that can pull that off, it is Johnny fucking Reinhardt, boys. Let me tell you. I mean, you know what? I actually liked it. I really did. I seen him, but my phone sucks. So trying to listen to it on my phone, it's garbage. But listening it through these, it sounds fucking great. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, great. Larry likes Ricky Martin. Here it is.
I'm not a Ricky Martin.
You heard it here first.
But you know what I would love to see Johnny Reinhardt do?
Anal. All right.
Some fat bottom girls, bro. Some Freddie, man. I mean, he can pull that shit off, bro. And if you all don't know, Johnny Reinhardt used to be the original member of my band. So to see him up here doing that shit and doing what he loves, hey, man, I give him props, man. I love the guy.
There it is. So there it is. Oscar Goldmen Overdrive. Definitely hit him up. Listen to their stuff. It's all over Spotify and all that. Awesome, fun band. And people, I was telling people, I'm like, dude, have you ever heard of Oscar Goldmen Overdrive? And they're like, no. They're a lot of West Side people.
Right.
And, George and Ede, I was like, dude, you ever hear of Oscar Goldmen Overdrive? He's like, I heard of him. I've never seen him or listened to him or anything like that. And after the show, I was talking to George and Ede, and he was like, dude, they're actually pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, everybody in that band was in metal bands.
Yeah.
I was in Mount Road Engine with Dan, and Chris and Jamie were in Redfield, and Johnny was in Fallen. So I'm like, these guys are all metal guys, and they're playing like this funky rock thing, which is super fucking cool. So there it is. Look them up and all that. So we got to get on with the fucking show. I'm done with my blushing and my decade-long crush on Annette from Through Our Eyes. Okay. Time for the Pump It or Dump Band of the Week. This is the segment of the show where I scour the dark interwebs to find an independent local band from somewhere in the world for you guys to check out and get a music video up there, give you their Facebook, give you all their info. So this week we have a band from Cardiff, South Wales, United Kingdom called Ryder. If you're into 80s and 90s rock,
Panty Raider? Just kidding.
Okay. So they have a song out called Give It All You Got off their latest album, Runaway, which was released earlier this year. You can find these guys, facebook.com/RaiderMusicUK. What was that?
Sorry. No, we're good. Go ahead.
All right. All right. Okay, Ryder Music UK on Facebook. Info on these guys: a South Wales-based hard rock band formed in summer of 2017. Bassist John Winters and rhythm guitarist Mark Campbell started writing music that would eventually become Ryder. After former drummer Luke Namey went on work with such bands as Rochford, and in need of a new vocalist, they approached Mike Platt. A longtime singer-songwriter performer, Mike would make his claim to fame as a contestant on the 2019 The Voice UK.
Ooh.
Wow. And plow his way through to Team Tom Jones. I guess Tom Jones is one of the judges, so he was on his team, I guess. I never watched The Voice, but his cover of Show Me Heaven went on to gain over 400,000 views on YouTube. The band would enter the studio in late 2019 to release their first EP, Tokyo, in summer of 2020. It was distributed through American label, yada, yada, yada. Member changes, all this. So, and then last year we had Celestial Wizard out of Denver, Colorado, and their song Ice Realm. They only got 6 votes, so never going to hear from those guys again. I'm going to play their music video for Give It All You Got. If you like it, head on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Rocks100, and find the Pump It or Dump Band of the Week post. Give it a thumbs up if you dig it. Give it the face if you did not like it. So here it is. We're going to play it here. And this is Ryder. Give It All You Got. We're going to come back. Beer of the Week. And then in the second hour, we're going to be talking to James Ryder from the band Ryder out of Queens, New York, and talk about his new track, Lillian's Lullaby, which has over 250,000 streams on YouTube. So we're going to talk about all that and more right here, episode number 141 of the Ricky ROXX Show, right here on Rocks100.com.
love. Time may change you. Give it all you got. I wanna see you. Give it all you got. I wanna feel your love. I need to know that. I need to know that. I need to know
All right. Well, there it is. Ryder out of South Wales, United Kingdom. Larry, what do you think of that? I know it's not normally your thing.
No. Honestly, to me, that brings me back to the band Asia, which I liked back in the day.
Asia?
Asia.
What song did they do?
Oh, Jesus. Don't.
I don't even remember.
Asia.
I remember Asia.
I don't remember the name of the song. They had like a couple good hits. Fuck, man, that was like 8 years old, 9 years old.
I'm trying to look it up. Heat of the Moment.
Heat of the Moment.
Heat of the Moment. Oh, Larry rocking around to Heat of the Moment. Wow,
I mean,
look at you.
I kind of dug it, honestly. I did.
Heat of the Moment.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I guess they're still a band too. Asia.
Yeah.
They're from London. So they're from England too.
Yep.
Okay, so there it is. That was Ryder out of Cardiff, South Wales, UK. Give it all you got. Head on over to facebook.com/rocks100. Find the Pump It or Dump It post and give it a thumbs up if you dug it, and give it the meow if you didn't dig it. Annette, she's still there. Kind of like that song. Reminds me of something that would be in the 80s or 90s movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like Mannequin. It'd be like one of those kind of movies.
Right.
So Annette's still there. Jamie Brady says, thanks, fellas. Sherry Claire, who would have thunk? Nutty. Okay, no. Ricky reminds me of Love. Okay. Johnny from OGO, this is starting to sound like a love line with Dr. Drew. Okay, this is great. All right, so now we get into our beer of the week. I definitely need this one now. This is, I'm going to show it in the thing. Talking about 80s movies, this is a throwback to an 80s movie, The Breakfast Club.
Oh, my favorite.
Because that has, what's his face on it?
What's his name?
All right, there it is. Tell me, God, Bender.
Bender.
Yeah.
Bender.
Yeah, this is Oddside Ales, Don't You Forget About Me.
Put that weed on, Bender.
This is a double dry hopped West Coast style IPA. This is a 6.9% ABV. So Annette, this will not get you fucked up like that Canadian Club whiskey I drank yesterday. Pick this up for $11.99 for 6 12-ounce cans from B&B Beer and Wine in Chesterfield, Michigan. Info on this one, description, our homage to the style that launched a craft industry, West Coast style IPA using loads of Sabro and Sultana hops balanced with malted barley. Untapped.com gives this a 7.6 out of 10. Larry Smith, what you thinking?
I'm going to taste it first.
I know. Oh, okay. A taste. That was like the whole glass, dude.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Okay. Give us your take on it rather than not bad at all.
I mean, it's a little skunky for me, but...
Oh, yeah, you don't smoke weed anymore, so that skunk is... Are you getting the PTSD thing now? It's like, no, Mary Jane, I miss you.
I still love her, but I just can't be friends with her no more. It's not bad. I mean, I would give it like a 7.9.
7.9 out of 10. Okay, I'm trying to get everything queued up for the interview here, but quick taste on this one. Yeah, as far as like an IPA goes, you know, you're kind of getting those same tastes, but I don't know why this has 0 IBUs. Usually when you have these kind of hops, you get a lot of IBUs and bitterness to it. It doesn't have that kind of dry, normal IPA like Cottonmouth kind of thing to it. It's a little smoother, but you still kind of get that IPA hop hit, and
not really a strong aftertaste either. Honestly. No,
yeah, this is kind of one of those, you know, kind of like outdoor summer beers, you know, like you're mowing the lawn kind of deal. This if you drink beer on the regular and you're one of those day drinkers, this is a day drinking kind of beer. This is something I could see drinking at noon or, you know, out for lunch or something like that.
Right.
You know, it's only popping a 6.9% thing, so this is probably got a little bit more alcohol than your normal domestic Budweisers or something like that. It's a lot. If you don't, a lot of people don't like IPAs because of that kind of like potpourri, dry thing that goes on with it. It kind of makes you more thirsty the more you drink because it dries you out. This is a little bit more smoother. You kind of still get that taste a little bit, but not nearly as much as you would with like Final Hop Solution, which is like a really hoppy, you know, you're getting the full potpourri. It's like you take potpourri and you're just drinking potpourri, and it's super dry. You know, you still kind of get that IPA taste. It's been a long time since I've had a West Coast one. Usually they're like American IPAs, but West Coast IPAs is kind of what, when the craft beer thing kind of hit, they were normally West Coast breweries and making IPAs. Right. So yeah, I'm gonna go a 7.5 on it. You know, it's pretty much middle of the road. You know, you're not getting any overwhelming tastes out of it. Yeah, it's pretty much your run of the mill West Coast IPA. Not a big hop hit on it. You're not getting that dry cottonmouth kind of thing going on. So yeah, it's kind of middle of the road, you know. So if you got $12 you want to spend on a beer, yeah, definitely. Or no, it's $12.99. I fucked that up. Yeah, $12.99 for 6 12-ounce cans. So that's what's up. James Ryder is waiting in the room, and she says hi. So that's a cool thing. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play Ryder. We're gonna be talking to the lead singer of this band, James Ryder, after this. Lillian's Lullaby. This is a song that has 250,000 views on YouTube. And which is huge for any band, you know, let alone a rock band from Queens. Right. You know, I think Casting Shadowz Falling Down has like 2,000 views or some shit like that, and everybody around here knows it. But so it's huge, 250,000 views. We're going to talk to James about it. So here it is, Lillian's Lullaby by Ryder, right here on episode number 141 of the Rikki ROXX Show, Rocks100.com. All right, we are back. There it was, a Ryder, Lillian's Lullaby. We are going to attempt, because I hate Zoom, but people want to see people, we're going to pull in James Ryder from the band Ryder. So here it goes. We're going to see if we can get him on there. Pop, pop. There he is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
All right, cool. We got him. How you doing, man?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
Doing just fine. How's the weather out there in New York?
Well, the weather is actually pretty breezy. I'm actually outside right now, so
All right, cool. So let's jump right into it. You know, Lillian's Lullaby, you know, this is it kind of blew up. You know, YouTube 250,000 views on it, and it's only been out for what, a month now? How did you guys make this happen?
Well, I mean, I'm literally, I'd love to sit here and tell you how it happened. I'll be honest with you. People just liked the song. People shared it. The right people heard it. They shared it around, and over 250,000 people watched the thing. So, I mean, or at least enough people watched it more than once. So this is what happened. I'm guessing, and James was there and just had his computer on. Repeat. Babe, don't turn the computer off. It's repeating. I need to get those views up. Nah, I don't have the time to do that. I've been so busy with so many other things. So even if I wanted to do that, I mean, I wouldn't be able to.
So when a song gets that many views and all that, this is a part of, I guess, the business side of being in a band. Are you guys starting to get paid for that now with, because of the amount of views and, 250,000? I'm assuming you're making some kind of money off this song now.
I hope so. I mean, I'll let you know once the check comes in the mail.
Okay.
Good answer.
So it's been, I was looking, it's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years since we talked to you last. And, what's been going on with you guys in the last, year and a half, 2 years?
Oh man, lots of stuff. We signed with an indie UK label called Bad Monkey Records in August of last year. Went into the studio in January, practically hit the ground running, and recorded 6 songs with Anthony Esposito yet again. Mm-hmm. So went in there in January, did our thing, wrapped up the tracks. We came out with Lillian's Lullaby and Satin Doll in May, and in only a few weeks, actually less than 2 weeks, we're coming out with our first EP as under a record label called Don't Think Twice. So you'll hear the rest of the 4 tracks from that the January session, July 8th, and then July 9th we have our release show in Brooklyn.
Okay, so is this the same guy that did like Slave to Love and Hard Time and all that? Same crew. Okay. Yep. So, how has the band kind of grown? Because last time we talked a year and a half ago, if memory serves me right, you guys, coming out of COVID and the lockdowns and all that, and you guys hadn't been playing too much at that point. Take us through how have you seen like the amount of people start getting bigger and bigger, every time you play a show? Are you seeing growth?
Yeah, we're seeing some growth. People are enthusiastic. We played our first show post lockdown last August, mm-hmm. and it was a pretty good show. And we kind of, originally I kind of chalked it up to like, all right, well, people are antsy. They've been locked in their houses for a year and a half at that point. So, mm-hmm. It was like, all right, they're antsy. They want to come out. And then we played a few more shows since, and then, we started bringing people and, so, yeah.
So, this is a question I get a lot, and it's been a question I've, since I've been doing this show for 10 years. Mm-hmm. People always ask me, Ricky, how can I get more people to show up to my damn shows? Great bands, and they put on great shows, but it's still the same 5 or 6 people that show up to all your shows. How do you guys go about, spacing your shows out, getting people to show up, because, a lot of promoters are like, yeah, a Facebook event page is cool, but there's other ways to promote. How do you guys, go about promoting your shows and getting your stuff out there? Because, getting 250,000 views on a song, you had to have put it, gotten it out there somehow. How do you guys promote yourselves?
Basically, just think outside the box, promote, advertise, like you said, Facebook is not the only medium. There are other mediums. There are a lot of mediums that, some people might disregard, or they might look as archaic. I mean, even something as simple as a flyer, that can get a long way. You could just go to a thrift shop, go to a record store, put flyers, talk to people, network, do deals,
So go into that, because there's a lot of kids now that are in bands, or younger people that never grew up in the age of flyers and actually going to places. That was a thing that stopped, when I was probably like 18 or 19, about 20 years ago. When Facebook and social media became a thing, people stopped doing the flyering thing. Right. For kids out there, or people that have never been exposed to that, go into the flyering and putting your, nose to the grindstone, feet on the ground, and getting out there.
Okay, well, for the kiddies who want to do this, basically what you do is you take all the information, you put it on a piece of paper, usually 1/4 inch, print it out, cut them up. And in all seriousness though, it's basically,
like, are you going like old school where you're going to parking lots and printing out 500 flyers and stuffing them in windshields?
No, I'm not. No, we're not. That you can actually get a ticket for.
Right.
It's only illegal. It's only illegal if you get caught.
Basic things like just going to, if you're playing a local show, go to the venue that you're playing the show at. Leave some flyers there. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the show. Stuff like that. Go to record stores around the area. A lot of record stores, a lot of people go there. A lot of people listen to music there. You want people who listen to music, leave your stuff there. I mean, you'll be surprised with how enthusiastic people can be.
So have you gotten, the face to face with people? Like, I had no idea who the hell you guys were, but I went into the record store to buy the 1982 release of Oingo Boingo, and then I saw a Ryder flyer, and I decided to check it out. Are you, what do you think is like the return, on those? Because you're printing up hundreds of flyers or whatever. How many of those people are actually showing up?
That's a good question. I mean, you don't know, but then again, you don't know how many people are taking them or looking at them or whatever. So it's basically luck of the draw. I mean, my personal advice is the more you put your face out there, the more people are going to recognize it. And, sooner rather than later, they're going to start seeing, they're going to see your face, they're going to see your logo. And it's like, oh yeah, I saw that 6 or 7 other times. Let me take a look at it.
Right. So yeah, that's the psychology thing. I've talked about this on the show as well, and on a lot of podcasts, about the psychology of, repetition. Right. If you see something enough times, you're gonna concurrently, it's going to stick in your head for a little bit. So if you see Ryder flyers in 5 different places you're going to in a day, wow, this band must be some legit shit, because I've just run across this band 5 times. Go check it out, or at the very least check out, Spotify or YouTube or whatever the hell it is, right? And do that. So it's a psychology thing. It's very interesting stuff if you're a nerd like that. So going on from this, were you guys surprised at the response Lillian's Lullaby got?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. We knew we had a good song when we recorded it. We had a really good feeling. We never anticipated that type of response. So it's really all I can say is I'm very grateful and I'm very humble. So it's really awesome.
So now do you feel like this pressure, that the next song oh God, we got 250,000 views on this one. What happens if we release another one and it goes back down to like 1,500 views? You know, has that crept in your head yet?
Not really. I mean, it's music is subjective. I mean, it's a crapshoot either way. So it's like, you know, sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. I mean, well, what I do know is that, you know, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to keep putting out, you know, some kick-ass rock music. And, you know, if you like it, great. Whether it's 250,000 or 250, you know, or even 2 people, you know, we're still going to play the same way, and we're still going to do what we do.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like scrolling through because I'm on the YouTube thing for it now. 41 comments on it, 141 thumbs up on it, 286,000 views on it, and you put it up May 20th, so about a month ago. So it's crazy, you know, how this is lifting off. You know, are you starting to get, you know, attention from like promoters like out of town? Like, hey man, I saw this track's really kicking right now. You know, are you starting to get more offers to play bigger shows, go out of town? You know, are you starting to see, I guess, the business end and the show end kind of picking up?
Yeah, a little bit. So it's, you know, it definitely picked up. You know, we're doing a lot more podcasts, a lot more other stuff, and look, it's great. And you know, I love everything that is coming through. And you know, like I said, we've been cooped up for, you know, almost 2 years. So it's like I can speak for myself and the rest of the guys. We are more than ready to get back on the road and to hit them up. So for people, you know, for the people who reached out, you know, I'm in contact with you. For the people who haven't reached out yet, reach out, man. We're ready. We're raring to go.
So you brought up all the podcasts, and I'm assuming things like this, you know, talking about the band and all that, you know, and I listened to some of them, and, you know, a lot of them are they don't know how to interview a band. Right. Has there been a podcast that you've done? You don't have to throw the name of the podcast out there, but take us through the very worst interview you've done. Don't throw the name of the podcast out there if you don't want to. If you want to, awesome. But, you know, take us through the very worst, other than this one, you know, other than this interview, the very worst of the worst when a podcast or a YouTube thing hits you up for an interview.
Well, I mean, look, we've been fortunate enough to have a lot of really good interviews. So, you know, it's really good. I mean, you know, it's, off the wall questions and stuff like that. You know, there's a few scattered ones. There was one podcast that we did a long time ago where it was actually funny. It was they ended up you know, they were sponsored by a lube company, and they actually gave us free samples afterwards.
Oh shit.
And I'm just like sitting here, I'm like, cool.
How do you so okay, so they give you lube, and do you have a significant other? Okay, that's enough said. Okay, got it. Okay, so you know, you bring the lube home. You know, is there questions that get asked? What the hell kind of podcast did you just do, or where did you really come from?
I mean, listen, I didn't bring it home because I just
you knew better.
So, you know, whoever dug it out of the trash, I'm sure they had fun.
Bottles of Anal-Ease, just you know. So you know, God, I've never done that. Hey, great, thanks for the interview. Here's some butt oil for you. You know. God, that's awesome. God, I don't even know how I can rebound from that. So, you know, like when you do these podcasts, are there ones that you're like, man, this guy obviously knows nothing about my band. I'm just another name on the thing. And they ask like the dumb questions like, so what's your name? Where are you from? What kind of music do you do? Who are your influences? Do you still get those kind of interviews?
Not really. I mean, usually the people that are asking those questions, either we've never spoken to them before or they're from an area that, we've never been before. So it's like, to me, those questions are pretty general.
Okay, so I do have questions. I guess this is kind of a hit on the show. We started this a couple weeks ago, the 20 questions things. Larry and I have already done them, but I'm going to ask you a couple of these. I'm not going to go through all 20 of them, but it's you can kind of get to know James Ryder a little bit more. Question number 1, James Ryder from the band Ryder, Queens, New York. What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life.
Coming out with the zingers first.
I'm gonna do the Jeopardy thing.
I'm still thinking. Well, I mean, all I know is how I start my life.
Okay, fair enough. I guess we'll skip that one. Let's go with this one. What is one thing you would change about yourself?
Probably.
Wow, these are all thinkers.
Yeah, a lot of them are shit, man. So probably not overthinking things a lot.
So you're an overthinker?
A little bit. So sometimes I can go down the rabbit hole with certain things, and it's just like, all right, well, that was 3 hours on 2 minutes.
Right.
Okay, so being an overthinker. What other one? Are you a drinker at all?
No, I'm actually I'm 5 years sober.
Okay. Okay, so you were at one point.
I was.
Okay, so this question does work. What is your most embarrassing drunken moment? Let's go back in time to a drunk James Ryder.
Getting loaded at a show and forgetting that I'm supposed to have a filter when I talk.
Oh, so it's one of those keep the swear words to 0 because this is an all ages crowd.
Not even that. Just I'll be honest with you. I didn't really like who I was when I was drinking, and I was kind of an asshole, and that's why I don't do it anymore. So yeah, a lot of verbal diarrhea and saying stupid things and like whether it's making fun of someone or something like a lot of immature shit.
Okay, well, fair enough. Since we were talking about lube, what would your porn star name be?
Fucking James Ryder's a pretty good.
That is a pretty good one.
But I was thinking Ryder and lube, like
it would have to be
goes together.
It would have to be James Ride Her.
Ride Her. There you go.
What else? If you had to choose between going naked or having your thoughts appear in thought bubbles above your head for everyone to read, what would you choose?
Oh, naked and heartbeat.
That seems to be pretty universal. Would you rather lose your sex organs forever or gain 200 pounds?
200 pounds.
That seems to be pretty universal as well. Yeah. What else? The world ends next week and you can do anything you want, even if it's illegal. What would you do? The world's going to end in a week. You can do anything you want, even if it's illegal. What do you do?
World ends in a week. Well, break into Madison Square Garden with my band and fucking hold off people and play a fucking set just because we got nothing to lose.
Because we can.
So you got this band with their amps, no sound system, just playing on the floor.
No sound system. Just bring our shit there, whether it's 2 acoustics and a djembe. I don't give a shit. It's Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. Another one. Who are you jealous of?
Not really jealous of anyone. So I'm not really jealous of anyone. I mean, it's pretty much, we all do our own things. We all vibe our certain ways. So just because I do things differently than other people, or they do differently, hey, good on them if they can make it work.
Okay,
there you go.
Another one. If you could only text one person for the rest of your life, but you could never talk to that person face to face ever again, who would it be?
Oh.
This is kind of a deep one. If you don't want to answer this one, you don't have to.
Yeah, I'm going to plead the fifth one.
Okay. And since you are a singer, and I know singers have phenomenal pickup lines because you're the singer, you're the focal point of the band. If you wanted to pick someone up at a show, what's your go-to pickup line?
Hey, how you doing?
I guess that works for singers. I guess singers can do that. Not me. It's like, hey, have you ever had duck sausage? No, we'll duck down and get you some.
Okay. See, bass players have to work a little bit more, and so I have to think of clever stuff. I think I pretty much went through.
Do you want one finger or do you want two?
Okay. What does your dream boy or girl look like? You can pick the perfect partner. What do they look like?
Well, I'll leave that at this. For anyone listening to this, you already know what you look like. So.
Oh, so somebody's got somebody watching the show tonight. All right, I get it. Okay, way to play it safe.
Hey.
Okay, so
smart man.
Yeah, very smart.
I'm not that smart.
Yeah, when I answered that question, everybody's like, "Wait, I thought we were a thing." No, I was talking about you. No, you weren't. You said blonde hair, blue eyes, big boobs. I am short and have brown hair and black eyes. Ooh, sorry. So getting back to the band. Okay, so you guys have this song that's killing it, and you have the new record coming out in a week and a half, 2 weeks. What's next? I mean, you guys. What do you guys got lined up? I mean, are you guys sticking around New York? Are you guys heading out? What do you guys got going on right now?
We're getting some miles. We're starting off in Brooklyn, starting off local. We're starting off local. Then after that, it's basically, we're playing Jersey July 23rd. We're going to be in Philly July 28th. BLE Masquerade at the 2300 Arena. If you're a wrestling fan, that's the old ECW arena. So we're playing there.
So you guys are playing arenas.
Nice.
Holy crap!
I mean, it's not. It's called the 2300 Arena. It's not. But it's not an arena. It's a big venue though.
Like, how big are we talking? Are we talking like a 5,000 seater or something like that?
No, God, no. I don't even know the capacity. But
okay, so it's like it's a thing. All right.
Yeah.
So you're doing all this. Are you talking with the guys? Because I'm sure any promoter, doing clubs or whatever. All you gotta do is send the music video. Oh shit, 250,000 views. I gotta at least give this band a shot. How far are you looking to go? Are you weekend warrioring it, or are you guys ready to just do it and go?
Depends on the offer and depends on who reaches out. And if we can make it work, we make it work. If we can't, then then we'll try to figure something else out so we can get another date. So yeah, it's like I said, we're ready to take this as high as we could go. So hit us up.
Okay, so this is another question. I'm sorry, Larry. I'm totally not giving you any space to talk. For a band to be able to, say what you said, we're ready to go all the way as far as this will take us. You run into the problems of jobs and families and commitments at home. And I think we probably asked you this when Kev was on the show. And, what does James Ryder do when he's not big rock star, 250,000 streams, living the dream? What's the 9 to 5, the everyday James Ryder doing?
Grinding my ass. That's basically, not literally, So no lube.
I was gonna say you had the lube, so you shouldn't be grinding.
No. Just a bunch of odd jobs. I can't really talk about my day job because it is a little bit sensitive with the population I work with. But I do some other stuff. But yeah, I'm out there. I'm grinding. I'm doing my thing, and I'm working. So it's just it's a matter of time management, juggling.
So for you, if you wanted to go out on the road for 2 weeks, it wouldn't be a hard thing for you to do.
If we plan it well enough, no.
Oh, must be nice. Must be fucking nice. Just be like, let's go on tour for 2 weeks. I'll make it happen.
Right.
So to this point, where's the farthest you have gone outside of Queens or Brooklyn? I don't know where the boroughs are, but because there's so many of them. Where's the farthest you guys have gone so far?
We've gone coast to coast within the country. So we've been to California.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So we've played out that way. Northwise, we've been to 2 provinces of Canada, Ontario and Quebec. So southwise, I think the furthest south we went was New Orleans.
Oh shit! So you guys have pretty much covered the country, pretty much.
Oh, 28 states and 2 provinces of Canada.
So Is this all on like one run, or is this over the course of years?
Oh no! This is over the course of when we started.
All right, so it's been a long time. We have different listeners now than we did in the Facebook days. So I'm going to ask you this question again. Take us to when the band started, and take us through these tours and how you've built your brand and band so far.
A lot of flying by the seat of our pants. Driving long hours, seeing the entire cow population of the country. Almost every species of insect splattering on my windshield. Most natural disasters. We've driven through sandstorms, tornadoes, hurricanes, nor'easters, everything except earthquakes and tsunamis and volcanic eruptions. So
you guys need to head out. You guys need to head out west more, and you can probably get the earthquakes and all that. And then you have to pretty much go to Japan or something to get the tsunamis.
Yeah. So I mean, we'd just go out to Japan just for the tsunamis.
As one does. So having I didn't not know you did that much traveling. What's outside of New York, your home base where your friends and your family are more likely to show up. What is the best show you've ever done out of town? And conversely, what is the absolute worst?
Oh man, best show, I would have to say, just for just the sheer size of people, Rocklahoma 2018.
Oh my god,
that was definitely the biggest.
Nice.
Worst show. Murfreesboro, North Carolina.
Okay, so he knew the city and state.
The time and date.
All right, take us through that one, because that's the juicy one. Okay, so Rocklahoma, killer, thousands of people, super good time. It's a bucket list. I've always wanted to play Rocklahoma. So Murfreesboro, take us through that day.
Well, we were exhausted because we drove down, and this was like our first real, get on the road and do our thing. So, we kind of relied on Google Maps a little too much, and they lied to us about distance. So, just a bunch of long drives, going to places we never been before. So it's, not playing to,
So Murfreesboro wasn't anything bad as far as the show. It was just horrible Google Maps.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So the Murfreesboro show, it wasn't so much the show that sucked. It was more the Google Maps and getting there.
Yeah, it was a growing pains, pretty much.
Oh, well, that must be nice. Usually I can rattle off 100 shows. I'm like, this show's a fucking train wreck, But to him, the worst show is, Google Maps took us a lot longer to get there than we thought.
Right.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, look, it's that wasn't, drives wise too. I mean, that wasn't even the longest. I think the longest was when we drove from Nashville, Tennessee to Granbury, Texas. That took about like 15, 16 hours, and you kind of, when you're driving for that long, it's kind of like, once you get to the Texas border and like all you see is just dead armadillos and like nothing. It's like, oh shit, 3 hours, 45 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Texas is one of those states, Raz used to tell this story all the time where he's like, yeah, you can play like, I don't know, two cities in Texas, but you have to do them like 2 days apart because they're like 18 hours away from each other. And it's still the same state. Right. You're going from like San Antonio to, Austin or something like that is like 12 hours or something like that to get there. I'm like, oh my God, that's miserable. Yeah. And he said, and Raz said the same thing. He's like, dude, never do Texas in August. Mostly if you're towing a trailer in a truck. Because you'll eat gas and your car will die. So moving forward, the new record is coming out. What's your guys' goal with this record? Are you using it, just to kind of put more music out there and kind of see what happens? Are you expecting or kind of hoping that this is the album that takes you to the next step?
Oh, I mean, I think with every release, you're hoping that whatever release it is going to take you to the next step. But I mean, no, the overall goal with this is to, to put more music out there and to introduce us to people who haven't heard of us before. And, we gave a nice little sampling with Olin's Lullaby, and, we're hoping to continue the trend.
Okay, so another one. Okay, so you can pick your dream tour. Okay, national bands, local bands, whatever the heck you want. You're going to take this thing out on the road. What bands do you think their fans would be most into Ryder? You could go on tour with bands. What bands do you think would be most into what you guys got?
Man, probably. I mean, I'd say Guns N' Roses off the bat, because if we go on tour with them, we know that's going to be a world tour. So,
all right. So Guns N' Roses. Okay, that's legit. Okay, playing stadiums. Good call.
Yeah. I mean, if Def Leppard and Motley Crue, want to add a fifth opener, I mean,
And, a question I like to ask, because, we're in Detroit, so I kind of know every single damn band around here. So I like asking when we talk to artists from out of town, what are some cool bands that you enjoy playing with at home? Because I'm sure you guys set up your own shows and do shows with, your brother bands or bands that you kind of hang around with. Who are those bands for Ryder?
Hands down. There's a band out here called Sabretooth. We've played many, many shows with them. Really, really awesome guys. So them hands down. God, there's a lot of people we played with around here. There's another band called Afterburn. Great rock band. There's also they're in the same area, a few states away. Young Other. We played with them a few times in upstate New York and in New Hampshire and other stuff. And, outside and the final, I mean, for this part, not finally as in, but I have to give a shout out to the Wenzel brothers in Tennessee. Great band. They just recently got signed too. And, they're making some moves and they're doing their thing. And, I'll say the same thing I said to other people about them. We got 45 minutes sleep the first time we played Nashville. They went on before us. They played a killer set. They woke us the fuck up and, made us bring our A game.
And, you mentioned earlier, and I want to save this toward the end, you talked about how you got signed to a record label. And that's a big thing. A lot of bands want that elusive record deal, thinking that, this is going to pump us to the next step. You signed to this record deal. Tell us what made you guys in the band think this is the right move for us. What were they offering to you that you're like, okay, yeah, this is something we can't do ourselves. We can't DIY this. What made you want to sign that deal?
Just the fact that, more people were going to be inclined to take a look at our music. I think it's also, I think there's kind of this thing, like if you look at a thing, it's like, having someone like them behind us, as opposed to having no one behind you. It's like, I think it kind of gives a thing like, all right, well, they're good enough. Let me take a listen. They'll be more inclined to listen. And, also the fact that we get to be 100% ourselves. We have full artistic control. So it's basically, it's awesome. We get to take this to the next level while maintaining our musical integrity and being ourselves.
That's a big thing. I know a lot of bands are like, yeah, we can't really do the punk rock club thing anymore. They want big arena hits and poppy choruses and backing tracks and all this extra garbage. So it's cool that you guys get to keep that kind of control. Larry, you got anything for James? I've kept you pretty quiet for the last half hour.
I do actually. 200 and quarter million hits on your song Lynn's Lullaby. Is there a message or a meaning for that song? I mean, when you guys were writing it, what was your actual what you wanted to like?
Basically, that song was about a not so awesome experience, and it was inspired by that, and it was kind of a way to deal with that, and we made something awesome out of it, and I'm really, really glad that people are seem to feel the same way.
So is Lillian an actual person?
No.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say, who's Lillian?
Can you tell us the experience? Yeah, okay.
No, that's the cool thing to do. You leave it up to interpretation.
There you go. Keep you guessing.
The listeners can get their own message from it.
Right.
Yep.
All right. So I pretty much got nothing left. Is there anything that you want to throw out there that we missed during this talk? Anything you want to get out there to the people?
Check us out on all of our socials, facebook.com/RiderBand, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/RiderBand. Keep checking out Lillian's Lullaby, or Instagram @Ryder_NY. And keep an eye out. July 8th, our EP comes out, Don't Think Twice, on all streaming platforms.
So now that you guys are getting bigger, are you letting the thing where the band is named after you kind of get to your head now? You're like, yo, guys, I'm the rock star in this band. This band's named after me.
Singer's always a rock star.
No?
No.
They're still
we're still the same guys.
They're still cool with
no egos,
naming the band after the singer.
No, look, a name is a name, and it's what we do with it. So.
Right on.
So there it is, and the thing is, he can never get fired. So I think it's excellent. It's perfect. He pretty much has job security as long as forever.
Right.
So
I'm thinking very economical.
There you go. So all right, we're gonna let you go, dude, and we're gonna put. And I got to go back to the song that originally got me into you guys back when I did the the Rocks 100 Top 5. A year or so ago. This song was always really near the top. Slave to Love. So again, to take us through it, I like how you chuckled. Take us through that song. Are you tired of playing it? And with that, is there a song that you guys play that you're like, God, I don't want to play this anymore? So take us through the Slave of Love, and is there a song that you guys play that you're like, God damn, I don't want to play this anymore, but we have to?
Not really as far as that goes. You know, we like playing all of our songs. I mean, you know, some more than others, but you know, it's fun. And Slave to Love is just it's just a really fun groove song. It's like especially how we play it live, you know, it gets the crowd going, and it's like I feed off that energy. So it's, you know, I still got a lot of love for those songs.
Oh, I like the pun. I have a lot of love for Slave of Love. All right, James, we're gonna let you go and tell the guys I said hi, and if you guys ever make it out to the Michigan-ish area, let me know. And if you want to get out here, let me know. I'll do the best I can to help you guys out here, man.
Cool, sounds awesome, man. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Take it easy. Have a great night, man.
You too, man.
All right, that was James Ryder from the band Ryder. What'd you think, Larry?
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's been about a year and a half since we talked to him. Steve Engel, huge fan. Our Canadian friend from Mississauga actually went to go see Ryder.
Oh, wow.
Because he discovered him on the show.
Nice.
So I think he actually went across the border into New York, and I believe they were playing in Buffalo or something like that, and Steve Engel went and saw him. So super cool. So we're going to play that song, Slave to Love. We're going to come back, and I do have brand new Mark Stebleton music, Reason 9. I got it. I downloaded it. This is a band that I was almost in.
Oh, really?
And I will get into this and more when we come back. This is episode number 141 of the Rikki ROXX Show right here on Rocks100.com. There it is, a Ryder Slave to Love. The song that pretty much got me kind of into Ryder.
Right, I can see why.
Very early in Rocks 100, Ryder came onto the radar. What'd you think of that one?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I
cool.
like it. I like the vocals, man.
Yeah.
Just the meaning of the song.
Yeah. Slave to Love. That's what Larry is.
It's like 3 minutes later for me.
All right. So Steve Engel in the chat, we mentioned him and how he actually went and saw Ryder. So here's his story. Story of how he discovered Ryder. We saw them open for the Pat Travers Band in Toronto. We forgot to buy one of their T-shirts. Their website said they didn't ship T-shirts to Canada. So we went to Rochester, New York to check them out again and buy a T-shirt, and a couple later in Buffalo, New York, then the pandemic hit. We drove back to Toronto from Rochester after the show, and we shouldn't have been on the road. That's the Rikki ROXX story after every fucking show. I should not have. Oh God, I got
every host.
Oh, dude, I didn't even tell this story about what happened on Friday after everything, because I posted a thing on Facebook about how I like passed out, and everybody's like, "Oh, Rikki, what the fuck are you doing?" No, it's not bad. So what ended up happening, and I'm not gonna get into the relationship thing because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but so I went after the show because Token closes at like 11 or something like that. After the bands are done, they pretty much like get the fuck out. So went to go hang out with Tim and Kate from Fatal Conceit at their place. So I'm hanging out. Kate goes to bed. She comes back down at some point in her pajamas. And she goes back to bed, and Tim passes out, and I'm like, fuck that. I gotta go. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So I leave, and I'm not from like the west side of Metro Detroit, so I'm easily lost. So, and I had a few dozen, you know, so I'm like, okay, I can make it home. I still have enough juice to make it home. I'm fine. I'm good enough. So I get on the freeway. It's an east and west. I have to go east, and I'm used to leaving the Token and taking a right on 96. So that takes me east. Mm-hmm. Their place is on the other side of 96, but I'm still thinking I'm coming from the same side. So I turn right and get on 96. I'm going west instead. So I'm driving. It's like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning or some shit like this. And I'm driving. I'm like, man, I'm starting to get tired. So I'm like, fuck, I'm going to pull off into a gas station that's closed or something like that and just open the windows and take a nap for a little bit. End up falling asleep for 5 fucking hours. So I wake up. It's like 9:30 in the morning. Gas station is full on open. People coming in, getting coffee. People are out. And I'm looking, I'm like, this does not look like Detroit. This is a nice neighborhood. And I'm like, I thought I stopped in Detroit somewhere. No, I was in motherfucking like almost Ann Arbor.
Oh shit.
And so I'm like, maybe I'm in one of those weird rich parts of Garden City or something like that. So I get on the freeway going back east the right way, and I pass an IKEA that's in Canton, which is an hour away from here. I'm like, oh my God, I literally drove about a half hour the wrong way last night.
Oh my God.
And you know, at some point during the night, I guess I turned my car on to get the air conditioning going, because when I woke up because of the beep, 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 low fuel. I had about 30 miles left on my gas tank, and I'm like, oh shit, that means I have to get gas. So luckily I was right there, got gas, and I had burned probably about 50 miles of gas out of my car. So I probably burned off a couple gallons.
You slept good though.
Yeah, and it cost about $20 in gas. And so I finally made it home. So at like noon or some shit like that, or 10 o'clock.
Rockstar Rikki ROXX, baby.
Horrible. So that's what happened on Friday, and I'm not gonna get into the relationship advice thing because that's a whole different thing. Toledo. Oh no, not Toledo South. So I was pretty much from Detroit. Look up a map. 96 goes east and west, and so yeah, I'm fine. It's not like I was driving the wrong way down a road and passed out and crashed my car or anything like that. No, it's not that motley crew. I literally pulled off a new gas station and passed out. So I do have a song to play here. I guess it was debuted right here in Detroit on WRIF. Mark Stebleton from Severed All. We've had him on the show. Garrett Ramsden, drummer that plays in 500 bands around here. Zach White from the band Flush out of Toledo, Ohio. Plays lead guitar in this. And I can't remember the other guitar player's name. He didn't like me at all. Which leads me into this. So originally when this band they were putting the other band for it. And, Mark had called me out. He's like, this was after I had left casting. And Mark's like, dude, it would be cool to come out and jam and all, jam. We can go through the songs and all this. So I'm like, okay, definitely cool. I know Zach I've known Zach forever. Garrett's a phenomenal drummer. I've known Mark for a long time, and everybody in that band I'd known for a long time, minus the one guitar player who doesn't like me. And went out and jammed, and I thought it went well. I was pretty, I didn't know any of the songs, and we were just playing songs that I guess are going to be on their new record. So I'm just watching the guitar player play and kind of trying to muster through. And I thought I did really well. Zach was like, dude, it's fucking cool. I can't believe I'm jamming with Rikki ROXX. And I felt like a fucking icon, like a rock god. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm finally jamming with you. Mark's like, oh my God, this is so fucking cool. And I'm like, cool. I figure I'm a shoo-in. Lead guitar and vocals are totally down. Other guitar player and Garrett were kind of like, gave me the side eye kind of thing, like, I don't know, kind of thing. So I leave that day and I get it. I assume I didn't get the spot because I had heard nothing. So I'm like, okay, that's when I went back to casting. And, so casting started going. And then Mark hits me up, hey, the guys are down for giving you another shot, but learn the songs and videotape yourself playing them. And I'm like, and I literally told Mark, I'm like, yo, dude, I could tell that there were people in that band that were not too happy with how I was playing the songs. So I'm like, if I'm not your guy after doing an actual audition, I'm not gonna film myself playing them all this. Right. So, which ended up working phenomenally in their favor because now they have Wolf. Who is in Detroit a legendary bass player. He's played the Infatuations. He's played with I can't remember his name, the guitar player from Kid Rock. He was in Tantric for a hot minute.
Kenny?
Yeah, he was in Kenny Olson's band. Kenny Olson Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Tantric for a minute. He did one record with Tantric. He didn't do any touring though. Bad on Fire, tons of bands. So they have Wolf playing bass, and I'm like, well, thank God I didn't get the fucking gig because now you got an actual good bass player doing it. So Mark sent me this track, FYI, Tampa 1, Colorado 0, hockey scores. Okay, thank you. So Reason 9, this was debuted on FM radio, and I believe they're going to probably be playing it in like 10, 15. I think it starts at 9, Motor City Riffs or something like that.
Yep, 9 o'clock.
So we're going to play it before Riff. Fuck you, Riff. I'm playing it first. I'm debuting it first. I'm beating Riff by about 15 minutes because Mark hits me up. He's like, dude, I think they're going to play it at the very beginning. So anytime after that, I'm like, well, our show ends at 9. So I'm pushing it close now because we got about 4 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this Bar Fight by Reason 9, the band that I was almost in, but I went back to Casting Shadowz. So I want you all out there to tell me, did I make the right decision? I've never heard this song.
Are you listening, Jeff Land?
Did I make the right decision? Or should I have videotaped myself playing this song? Let me know if I made the right decision. So here it is, Reason 9. I'm debuting it. I beat Screamin' Scott to the punch, debuting it here. Bar Fight, Reason 9. Let me know if I made the right decision and not going with this band and sticking with Casting Shadowz. All right, so here it is, Reason 9, Bar Fight, episode number 141 of the Rikki ROXX Show, Rocks100.com.
Friday night, it's the start of the weekend. Going out with a group of friends, but there's nothing I wouldn't do. I just wanna get next to you, guy. Just
Bar Fight by Reason 9. Larry, what are your thoughts?
I'm glad you made the right decision.
Yeah, you think casting is kind of more my lane?
Yeah, casting's more your lane, for sure.
Yeah, it was because, when I went out for it, I was like, okay, I've said this on the show plenty of times. Casting Shadowz is dad rock. It's very Smile Empty Soul, tantric, Saving Abel, which is cool. Not bands that I'm hugely into. I like harder edged stuff. The rock on the almost tipping over into metal.
Right.
And I've seen Mark in Severdal and all that. And shout out to Brian Powell in the chat. He said Mark and I were in school together, played chess together. Oh my God, I love a big, challenging man. Gets my adrenaline pumping. Okay. Annette, she's still there. I'll be honest. I don't think you made a bad choice. Okay. So that's in the chat. You can go watch it later. And so anyway, like casting is like dad rock. So I'm like, not really my thing. Like Jeff's in like Matchbox 20. He likes Guns N' Roses and Motley and shit like that too. But he kind of has that voice of Saving Abel, tantric,
very, very
kind of like that alternative rock from the late 90s, early 2000s, when I was a kid. The stuff that I hated, as a kid, because I'm like, oh my God, this stuff on the radio is garbage. What's all this new crap coming out? Matchbox 20. I'm like, this is gay. And, I was into, I was into like Monster Magnet and like heavier stuff that's not quite metal, but almost metal. And, so I was like, okay, this could be something different. I can be in something a little heavier, not completely like metal, but still kind of hard enough to where you can play with a metal band. So we were going through these songs, and I was jamming with them. I'm like, okay, I could see this being really cool live. Like when you're playing in a club and you've got 20,000 watts behind you, getting people going. Like that song, I vaguely remember playing that song, and I remember playing them. And the guitar player, I can't remember what the fuck his name is. Hugely tattooed. I guess he was in a war within for a half a minute. And practicing, this guy's just jumping around the room. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's gonna be fun as fuck to play rhythms with.
Right.
I'm like, me and you are gonna have some challenges going on stage. This guy's just going fucking ape shit. And Zach can fucking go, but he's like 6'5", big fucking dude, and playing lead guitar. And Mark, fucking big dude, and Garrett spinning sticks and all that crap. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. It didn't get the gig, and when I got re-offered it months later, turned it down. So Annette says, think I made the right choice. You think I made the right choice? This is more my lane.
Yes, for sure.
All right, well, there's that. So next week on the show, I don't have anybody lined up for it yet because what are you gonna get Donnie on here?
Yeah, Donnie's gonna come. Donnie's gonna do it.
He's gonna do the Zoom?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna be talking to Donnie Carnes from Fallen Stronger. We can talk to him about being sober and hopping on the Larry train of pumping iron.
Yeah, he was actually with me today at Champion.
Oh yeah?
Yes, sir.
Champion, isn't that where all like the meatheads go? Oh yeah, 500 pounds, bitches.
I mean, you would think that, but
that's like that? Oh, I thought that was like
I'm like one of the biggest guys in there. Honestly.
Oh, I thought that was like one of those places where like if it was Planet Fitness, a lunk alarm would be going off every 2 seconds.
It's more of a powerhouse.
Gym. Oh, powerhouse is more the lunk alarm guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
500 pounds, bitches, eat this.
Yes.
Okay, so that's okay. I go to Planet Fitness with all the old people.
Well, I go there too. I have both.
Oh, so you have 2 memberships?
Well, yeah, I live at 26 in Van Dyke.
So I do money bags.
I do Planet Fitness at 23 in Van Dyke.
Yeah.
And then I go work out with my boy Craig. And at Champion, which is Chesterfield. So I drive.
All right. So I guess we're going to be talking to Donnie Carnes from Fallen Stronger next week on the show. I guess I'm...
oh, wait a second.
What? No, you're not going to be here.
Maybe not next week. The week after that.
Yeah, next week, I'm going to have a guest co-host next week.
Yes.
Maybe I'll get Kevin in. That would be weird. It'll probably be Bob Surgott. I think I'm going to probably get Bob Surgott a call. I'll figure out next week. Or just not do one. whatever. So we're going to go play a music video to wrap this thing up. And if you listen to the whole show, you probably saw my face turn completely red during a specific discussion we were having where I kind of got blindsided.
Stiletto pumps in the club.
Where somebody I was talking about was actually in the chat because I thought she had band practice. So we're going to go in a Wayback Machine and play some Through Our Eyes and their self-titled track Through Our Eyes, which is probably now a decade old. And we're going to play that to wrap this thing up and get out of here. And I'm going to go to bed totally embarrassed.
He be thinking. Don't let him fool you.
Okay, so here it is. So here it is. We'll see you in a couple weeks, Larry. Have fun at your graduation party next.
Hey, and just to say, this graduation party is open to the public. So if you guys want to see Fallen Stronger, it will be in New Baltimore, right around this area. July 2nd, starting. We'll be on at 5 o'clock. Come see Fallen Stronger, baby.
Oh, shit.
Yes,
Hey, Annette,
sir.
you want to go see a show with me? She's my new show buddy. You want to go see Fallen Stronger with me at a graduation? Is there going to be alcohol there?
Oh, for sure.
What the fuck kind of graduation is this?
It's a buddy of mine's son. So
he's getting out of high school?
Yeah, and he loves us. He's been at our shows plenty of times, and he's like, I need Fallen Stronger there. I'm like, wait, man, this is explicit. He says, I don't give a fuck. Bring it.
Oh, shit.
And it's a paying gig. Shit.
Shit. So you're going to have the whole band there?
The whole band.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Nat, you want to go get some food and some drinks? Some kid's graduation party? All right, so here it is, Through Our Eyes, and maybe we'll have a show next week, maybe not. It's kind of how it goes. So here it is, Through Our Eyes, and the video that got it all started for me. All right, we're getting out of here. Talk to you guys later.
Later.
World. My head screams no more. Driven my heart's ache. Focus my eyes are sore. Allow yourself to believe. Clouded, blind, no longer see. What is wrong now seems right. Don't feel shame, become desensitized.
Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks. It's Ricky Rocks, coming out of the box. Bitches come in flocks, trying to steal his jocks. He needs to be contained with padded rocks. It's the Ricky Rock Show, spreading like the pox. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks, yeah. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks. Ricky rocks, Ricky rocks, yeah. Ricky rocks up in your grill, motherfucker.
Hey, this is Ricky Rocks, and you are listening to Rocks100.com.